Alrighty, so I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get done today, and I've only got so many hours in the day to play with because if I stay up too late, then I'm not going to be effective tomorrow. So I'm going to write down a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to use the Eisenhower decision matrix to try and figure out what the heck I'm doing today and what I'm going to postpone. So I'm just going to write a bunch of stuff down and talk about what it is. I have to give headshot and bio to podcast because I'm going to be appearing on a podcast on Tuesday, and they need that stuff from me. And today's Saturday. What's it? Saturday, September 21st. So I've only got a couple days to get that done. I need to send quote request data to backend in structured way. I need to get DNS server verify with email thing. I'll explain these in a second. Actually, I'll explain them while I do it, so I'm not wasting people's time. So, sending quote request data to the backend in a structured way. When somebody creates a quote request using my tool and they click submit quote request, I need to take all the product mockups and I need to take all the info on what products they're trying to order, the size, quantity, the order quantity, or the color quantity, the size quantity, product images, anything they uploaded at the resolution that it's supposed to be at on the shirt. I need to send that to the back end so that I can process it and send it to the merchant's inbox, the merchant who has my tool installed in their website, right? So right now I'm just sending dummy data, and I need to be sending something a little bit more involved. I also need to spin up page for color, size, quantities. What else do I have to do? I have to go shopping. I have pretty much all the food I need except for avocados right now. I eat 2 avocados a day. Um, let's check the Google Calendar. Oh, I've got something. I have to create training videos for product entry into database because I'm going to be having somebody else do that. It is a very manual copy paste data entry process, and I have figured out what it looks like at this point. So I need to train somebody else how to do it because it takes a decent amount of time, and my ROI is higher if I work on other things. So I could probably outsource that for anywhere from $5 to $10 per product, and it makes sense to do that to me. It makes sense to get a merchant coming to me saying, hey, these are the products I want listed on my website from this distributor, and I will give that to my guy and be like, hey, can you put these in the database or give me database ready files in this format? And that's going to look like going and sourcing a vector image, putting that vector image in the right format, going and sourcing product images that show the detail of what the product looks like, getting the size info, getting the colors available. Um, there's a whole lot of stuff that just needs to get done, and it's very manual. It takes a decent amount of time, and I need to make a video explaining how to do it all so that I can outsource that as soon as possible and create a system where I'm leveraging my money instead of my time for a very small thing that would be helpful to do. What else have we got? Get email system working. Okay, I'm just going to start sorting these. So what is urgent? We know it goes in the left column if it's urgent, and it goes in the right column if it is, excuse me, it goes in the top if it's urgent, it goes in the bottom if it's not urgent. So we can start sorting that way. So getting the headshot is urgent. I've got until Tuesday to get that done. So urgent means there's a time constraint. It doesn't imply importance, it just means it needs to get done soon. Getting the headshot and thing sent into the podcast host, I'm going to say that's urgent and important because, well, it's going to be something that I can recycle for my content. I can display authority on the subject that I'm trying to sell on. I need to, if I can show video of myself being interviewed on TV, on social media, and talking about screen printing businesses and how I can help them, that's very helpful for me. So that's urgent and important. There's a time constraint, and it is valuable to my goals. Um, Sending quote request data to the backend in a structured way. So a lot of these are dependent on the other ones being completed first. So getting the DNS server verified with the email thing. I already started that process. it's going to take up to 48 hours to complete. So I just need to keep checking until it's done. Um, I'm going to say that is not urgent, but important. So it can get done in the next week or so. I can build systems around the email. I can make everything work. The what this basically means is that I can send emails from mail.getultraquote.com. Um, I can send emails from that address to my clients. In the meantime, while I'm building, I can be sending from a dummy email inbox on the same server. I'm using Mailgun from the same service. So there's ways around this for now. Um, so that's not urgent, but it is important, and it can be scheduled out. It's probably going to take a couple days. Okay, send quote request data to the backend in a structured way. This is urgent. No, it's not urgent. Okay, it's not urgent, but it is important. I'm going to say it's more important than getting the emails sent from the correct address, because if I can send emails from the correct address but they don't have any content, that doesn't matter. So let's just get that done today, roughly. I'm by no means using this matrix in the perfect way. This is kind of goofy, but it just helps me figure out what to prioritize. Okay, spin a page for color and size quantities. That probably has to happen today too, because that's data that's going to be sent to the backend in a structured way. So let's just get that done today. And then stretch goal would be to get both of these done today. Okay, go shopping for avocados. I have avocados. I've got 2 at home. And I'll probably just buy some other food, like I'll buy some milk or whatever. That can get done. Heck, that could get done when I get off work today. That's urgent and it's important. My health is very important to me, and eating enough of the right foods is very important to me. So I'm going to do that today after I get off work. Okay, get the email system working. That doesn't even make sense. So let's see. I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to replace that with send emails from verified address and use environment variables. So what that means is if I want to test my email system, so after this up to 3-day process completes and I've got the ability to send emails using Mailgun from mail.getultraquote.com, I need to be able to program that. And if I'm testing stuff, I don't want to break it on the live site, right? Because that's bad for anybody that's using my tool. So I'm going to be having environment variables that say, okay, here's all my code. If the environment variable says that I am in production mode, then I'm going to be sending from mail.getultraquote.com. If the environment variable says that I'm running in dev mode, then I'm going to be sending test emails from dev.getultraquote.com to a small number of recipients to test things out. So I can program and I can make the email system work fantastically from my local computer without bombarding my clients with emails. That's what that means. And it also means that those environment variables are a way to prevent my API keys from being sent into the wild onto GitHub. You don't want to have them laying around. So those environment variables are going to live with my hosting platform. I'm using a hosting platform called Fly, and they let you put those secret environment variables in a very specific way, and you don't have to leave them laying around in plain text, which we love. Now, create training videos for product entry into database. That's not urgent, and it's not important. That's just going to save me some time. So that can probably happen up to a week from now. That's okay. Urgent and not important. Posting some content. I've got a whole down here. I've got a content tracker, and it's like I've probably got 80% of maybe 80 to 90% of the content posted that I need to have by this time of the year. I'm supposed to be posting one thing every single day tied to my real name online, and I've got a little bit of catch-up work to do. So it's not the end of the world if I don't get it done, but I really would like to. And that's why when I sat down to record this, it's like, well, I'm already going to sit down and try and think about how to spend my time for the rest of the day, because I'm going to try to get to bed by 10 o'clock, which means I've got about 6 hours or so. um, 6 hours or so to be productive in. And, let's be real, one of those hours is going to be me going home, eating, and getting in bed. Uh, Maybe even one and a half of those hours, probably one and a half of those hours. So I was like, I need to figure out what to spend my time on. What's important? What am I going to get done today? And it's going to be boom, 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 maybe boom, right? It's going to be all that stuff. And now I can get this one done right away because I decided that while I'm thinking about all this stuff, I'm just going to film the thought process at the same time. Free content, baby. Uh, yeah. Hopefully, this Eisenhower decision matrix was useful to somebody out there. I realize the video was probably very long and boring, but I don't know. This process helps me sometimes.